Autoimmune diseases are some of the most fascinating immune system disorders for me. I think about it so much because I think at what point in life did our immune system decide to turn on itself? So in this whole category of autoimmune disorders, it's based on your immune system attacking different cells and tissues of itself, and it causes so many different conditions that I'm going to talk about, but it's something for me that's very intriguing and very interesting. So if you imagine that your immune system is designed to protect you against pathogens like bacteria and viruses and all these things we're exposed to, and at some point it suddenly starts attacking your own cells and your own tissues and yourself, and that's what we call an autoimmune disorder. So the way that this happens is normally our immune system has something called self-tolerance, which is a way that it teaches your own immune cells to recognize your body's own tissues as safe. Because when foreigners come in, when pathogens come in, your immune system is supposed to detect them as foreign. But in autoimmune disorders, this process called self-recognition just goes bad, and the reasons are not very well understood why the immune system kind of becomes confused and starts viewing your own healthy cells as pathogens or as invaders. And there's so many different examples. So for example, in type 1 diabetes, your immune system's T cells, which is a type of white blood cell, starts attacking insulin producing cells in your pancreas. And without insulin, blood sugar levels can't be regulated. And this leads to all the symptoms of diabetes. And so there's so much complexity to this, where you have one small mistake in your immune system, which can disrupt this whole process of making insulin. And now you have to take insulin if you have type 1 diabetes. There is also rheumatoid arthritis. Many people don't know, but this is an autoimmune disorder where your immune system targets areas of your joints, and it leads to inflammation over long periods, chronic inflammation. And over time, this inflammation can damage the cartilage and the bones, and it causes this pain and swelling. And rheumatoid arthritis is not only very painful, but it's progressive. That means that it gets worse over time if untreated. And so this is your immune system fighting your own body, your own joints. And then there's also lupus. Lupus is a very complex autoimmune disease. It can affect almost every part of your body, like the skin, your joints, your heart, your lungs, and even your kidneys and your brain. So people with lupus get these things called flare-ups, where the symptoms and the inflammation just gets higher, and they feel tired, they can have pain, and in severe cases, organs can be damaged. And it's almost here as if your immune system is in this crazy overdrive, attacking in all different directions, just attacking everything. And then there's also Crohn's disease, which is a type of gastrointestinal disease. So it's an inflammatory bowel disease, and basically it affects your digestive tract. And what happens here is it causes these patches of inflammation along your gastrointestinal tract, and this can become very painful. So your immune system, again, for reasons that people don't fully understand, starts attacking the lining of your digestive tract, and this can lead to pain and diarrhea and fatigue and all of this mucus buildup, and it causes a lot of these painful flare-ups in people. So for someone who has Crohn's disease, even things like eating can be painful. Certain foods trigger the symptoms even more. And this immune system's mistake is very harsh because it interferes with your day-to-day life. And many people with Crohn's disease can tell you it's not something that is very easy to live with. You can live with it, but it causes all this pain. So why does the immune system do this? And this is a big mystery in immunology. We don't really know the factors that increase risk. Maybe there's some genetics. So if someone in your family has an autoimmune disorder, your chances of getting an autoimmune disorder goes up. There's certain environmental factors, like sometimes infections or exposure to certain things can be a trigger to your immune system to start attacking things it shouldn't be attacking. And then hormones can also affect autoimmune diseases, which could explain why autoimmune disorders are generally more common in women than men. So it's an interesting field for me. I always just think, like, at what point in life did your immune system decide to start attacking itself? And in terms of treatment, a lot of the treatment, well, like for insulin, you can just give insulin, but for the other things where you have so much inflammation in your body attacking various parts of itself, you want to calm down the immune system. So there's a lot of steroids given and anti-inflammatories, which work great. But the problem with that is you're lowering your immune system, so then you're more likely to catch a lot of other things, and there's so much complexity to it. But the science, the molecular biology behind it for me is just really interesting.